Live from the House of LeMay Makeup and Dressing Room.
Here comes Amber. Stop what you're doing. Here comes Amber. She's just doing what she can. Here comes Amber. Cue the spotlight. Here comes Amber with 2 drinks in her hand. The matriarch of fashion, secrets to her glasses, you can't look away. Ask her, does she do it? There's really nothing to it. She's got that feminine game. If you have a party, or if you're feeling naughty, call up the House of LeMay. Here comes your favorite gal. Here comes your queen. Here comes the talk of the town. And we're live tonight. The music starts playing. It's time for cabaret. And we're live tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn off all cell phones and get ready for your host, Amber LeMay.
Hello, spring has sprung. We've all got March Madness, and I'm getting ready next week for my 100th episode of Amber Live. Yes, but first, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. You don't want to miss a thing. All right, have you done that? Everybody nod your head that you've done it. Okay, okay, thank you very much. And now it's time for this week's headlines. Previously on Amber Live, we've told you about a group who overestimates themselves with the name 1 Million Moms. It's more likely just 2 Karens, 4 White Claws, and a laptop who complain frequently about other people trying to make a living. There was the time they went after Ragu spaghetti sauce and their slogan, "Cook like a mother." They didn't like that. And the Extra Goma company, when they launched their "Chew it before you do it" campaign. What's wrong with that? And then there was the time they said of Zillow, they should be ashamed their latest commercial for attempting to normalize sin by featuring 2 women together. Terrible. Now they're going after Lume, which bills itself as a deodorant for everyone's everything. What? An all-purpose stink stick? Why would they be against that, you may ask? In their email, they said, but the commercial doesn't stop there. It specifically mentions lady bits, testicles, chesticles, butt cracks, and sweaty backs. There's a commercial? Oh, you bet. And I watched it. And I want to share it with you now.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, founder and CEO of Lumi, the aluminum-free deodorant for everyone's everything. We're talking armpits, lady bits, under the testicles, the chesticles, the butt cracks, and sweaty backs. Also feet. So why am I hanging out between these stirrups? This is where Lumi was born. As a woman, I have spent my fair share of time in this seat, self-conscious about my bottom half draft, also my feet. And as an OBGYN, I've seen countless patients who've been overdiagnosed for odor below the belt.
It's your vagina's fault.
Antibiotics are often overprescribed whenever there's a concern about odor. I knew this never-ending vagina blame game was lazy, and much more often than not, wrong. So I started to think outside the box and worked my smelly butt off to prove that the problem wasn't in the vagina, it's on the skin. And it's everywhere. It's bacteria.
Bacteria was my father. Call me Carl.
Kind of cute for a sweat, blood, and semen-eating organism. You see, depending on the fluids Carl eats from your below-the-belt buffet,
Sweat cargo. Mwah.
different odors emerge. So it's not even really you that smells. It's Carl. Lumi attacks odor at the source, stopping Carl from eating in the first place.
Hey, Lumi.
Hey, Carl. Up top.
Okay.
Just click the link to slay your stink forever.
The moms' protest also said this commercial is entirely too specific and too graphic for television. The details are over the top when simply mentioning private parts would have sufficed. Have they watched anything on television lately? That commercial could be a promo for a new Saturday morning show on Fox. Well, we've all heard stories of disgruntled employees expressing themselves in their workplace with violence. It's sad that a lot of people empathize with such people and live vicariously through them. And not just people. Earlier this month, the sheriff was called to the Shirley Farms Petting Zoo in Obion, Tennessee. Why, you ask? Because one of their showcased camels escaped and had severely attacked two people. When the officers arrived, they attempted to move the victims to a safe place when the camel charged towards them, and they had to put the camel down for the safety of everyone else. And this isn't the first time camels have rebelled. In 2018, 7 people were injured when a camel ended up getting loose and running wild at a circus in Pittsburgh. And in 2015, 2 people were trampled to death when a man snuck into a camel's holding pen on a Texas farm. You know, maybe camels just don't like being penned up, petted, or being the butt of hump jokes. And finally, a tip from a viewer in Florida. Deputies from the Hernando County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to a home in Spring Hill, Florida, after a resident called 911 to request that a deputy come and test a methamphetamine he had bought. When deputies arrived, they met with a 41 caller who told them he had purchased meth from a man he met in a bar and believed it was actually bath salts after using some of it. He said the caller told them he was an experienced drug user and that he had used meth before and knew what it should feel like. He then produced 2 small baggies, each one containing a white crystal-like substance, and handed them over to the deputy. A deputy performed a field test on a sample of the substance. Both baggies tested positive for methamphetamine. The deputies then placed the man, under arrest. He was charged with possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. His bond was set at $7,000. Thank you, Florida man. And that's this week's headlines. Oh, yes, it is our 99th show tonight, and we're going to talk about it right now with Russell. Hey, Russell, come on in.
Hey, Amber. How are you?
Russell, did you get a new studio?
I did. Well, not really. I'm visiting friends in Ohio. I'm in Columbus area tonight. Yes, I know. And here's some insider secrets. This might be the first Amber Live that I've done wearing pants.
Thank you, Russell, for sharing.
Well, I hope you 99 shows to get there, but here we are.
Oh, I guess the bustiers have been chipping in pretty good.
Finally.
All right. Oh, Russell, it's so good. Yeah, tonight's our 99th show. Tuesday is March 22nd, and it was March 22nd, 2020, that I did my first Ask a Drag Queen, or the preliminary episodes of Ask Amber. Yeah. And that was 2 years ago this Tuesday. And then next Sunday night, we have our 100th episode of Amber Live. How exciting.
I know. Can you believe we made it to 100?
We're still here.
I know last year you were shocked to get to 65, but now here you are at 100.
And we're going to keep on going. Thank you for everyone for watching. Yeah. Larry says, oh yeah, Hernando County Sheriff's Office. Yep. Larry was the one who sent that story to me. Thank you very much, Larry. He's our Florida man. So that was great. And he likes the Lumet commercials as well. That's great. Oh, Christine's watching. Hello, Christine Hallquist.
Yes,
Christine Hallquist, a former Democratic candidate for governor of Vermont. Thank you very much for watching, Christine. Nice seeing you. All right. So, Russell, oh my gosh, I know we've got some new viewers tonight. What's the best way for them to watch the show?
Well, the best way to watch the show is on YouTube, and there's a couple of reasons for that. A lot of our viewers watch on YouTube. And when you're on YouTube, you can chat with them. And so that makes the show a lot more fun. You get to listen to us, you get to chat with them. And Jack also gets to see your comments. Not that he won't see them from elsewhere, but we do recommend YouTube. And that's youtube.com/Amber Live. And the other reason for going over to YouTube is that Amber is in full HD there. And I also want to mention that we have a TikTok channel, an Instagram channel. There's a website. There's so much Amber out there, and it's all different. It's all fun. So we recommend that you get out there and check it out.
Oh, it definitely. Oh, and I forgot to say that in commemoration of our 100th episode next Sunday, 7 days, the Vermont Independent newspaper is doing an article on Amber and Amber Live this Wednesday.
Yay!
It'll come out. Yes, I'm very happy with that.
I can't wait to see it.
Yes, I am too. I hope I didn't embarrass myself.
I was going to say, you did the interview and I didn't listen in, so who knows what happens.
Who knows what happened? Yeah. All right, Russell, let's see what's next on the lineup.
Oh, well, what's next is Wednesday nights, the same day that article comes out, is Amber Chat, which
we've done that 62 weeks, or it will be, I think, 62 weeks. And it's every Wednesday we get on the line for an hour or so and talk to people from all over the world. And they come in and they chat and they tell us what they have for dinner, or what they've been watching on television. And we get in some very interesting conversations. Big J comes in and talks sometimes. Rocco and Jack come in and talk. And we just have a freestyle talk for an hour or so on Wednesday night. So subscribe and find out more about that. And then what's else? What's next?
The Bustiers, our friends that help us keep going and growing. And you can see our list of Bustiers there. And we always want to say thank you to all of them. They are vital. And as the show continues to grow and we get bigger and bigger guests and more things going on, and now that we're 100, it takes even more to support us. So you can use the Venmo at RJD Pro that you see there to send us your support. Or if you go to amberlive.tv and look for the Support Amber Live button, you can use a credit card to send your support. Any amount is welcome. And if you see here are the different levels, you can give $5, but if you give $25 or more, we'll send you an Amber Live sticker with our logo on it. For $100 or more, you get a sticker and a magnet of the logo. And for $200 or more, a sticker, a magnet, and a beautiful Amber Live mug. And I often show mine off right now, but I can't because I'm in Ohio. And remember, again, that's Venmo is at RJD Pro.
You mean Rob hasn't bought a mug yet?
No, he has not. I'll have to yell at him for that.
I do want to mention the past 2 weeks have been recorded shows with our interview with Charles Bush. And I can't tell you how much, number one, I enjoyed doing the 2-hour interview with him, but also the 2 weeks that we showed the show. So if you missed those, go back on YouTube and watch those interviews with Charles Bush. They were just wonderful. And Russell took 2 hours of conversation and cut it up into 2 episodes. So it was a job for Russell. So thank you very much, Russell.
You're welcome. Happy to do it. It's always fun to listen to Charles Bush, who I have looked up to for years. So.
Oh, yes. And we're going to have coffee with him in a couple of weeks, too. And that's
yes, we are. That's going to be fun.
All right. What's our caption picture this week? What do we have?
Our caption, this picture for the week, is this one. If you've got a funny comment about this picture, send it in the comments, label it as a caption, and Jack will get it. And then at the end of the episode, we will bring them up and talk about the best ones. And as you can see there, that cat's taking a cat nap, I guess. So.
I bet you our viewers will have something to say about that.
I bet they will.
And now tell us about our guests tonight, Russell.
Oh, we've got some great guests tonight. Tonight we're focusing a little bit on politics, and it happens to be in Pennsylvania tonight because we found 2 LGBTQ people who are running for office in Pennsylvania. And the first one is Malcolm Kenyatta, who is running for the U.S. Senate out of Pennsylvania. So that's going to be an interesting race. And we met with him yesterday, and recorded that interview because he wasn't available tonight. But it's a great interview, so you're going to like it. And then we have live someone who's been on the show before, Sean Meloy, who was working for the Victory Fund and is now running for U.S. Congress. So that's going to be a great conversation as well.
I can't wait. So, Russell, let's get on with the show. Yes, as Russell said, our first guest tonight is State Representative from Pennsylvania, Malcolm Kenyatta. You know, I didn't know much about Malcolm, so I watched this video.
Government hasn't worked for working families like mine. I know what it's like to see an eviction notice, to work a minimum wage job. My first one was at the age of 12, working to support my family. My dad was a social worker. My mom was a home health care aide. No matter how hard they worked, they struggled to make ends meet for me and my siblings. And unfortunately, my story isn't that unique. It's familiar to Pennsylvanians all across the Commonwealth. Working families from Philly to Erie, from Scranton to Johnstown, from Bethlehem to Uniontown are resilient and leaning on one another. But Pennsylvania and America are at a crossroads. After 4 years of division and just over a month since a failed coup at the United States Capitol, we face a question of who we want to be as a country. But we also face a recognition what's been broken has been broken for more than 4 years. We have to answer the question at the heart of every campaign. Who should government work for? We need policies that actually speak to working families and lift them up. We have to choose. Are we going to go down the path of darkness? Or are we ready to bring a new day to Pennsylvania? A new day that demands we acknowledge how out of reach the American promise has been for too many of us. A new day where we confront head-on challenges in healthcare, in climate, in gun violence, and poverty. A new day where we don't just talk about justice, but we make it real in our lifetime. A new day where no matter who you are, who you love, how you worship, you get a fair shot. It's time for a new day, Pennsylvania. I'm Malcolm Kenyatta, and I'm running for the United States Senate.
Wow, how fascinating. So let's talk to Malcolm now. Malcolm, come on in.
Hi, so happy to be with you.
Oh, Malcolm, how impressive was that video? How exciting.
Thank you.
I got some chills watching that. So
Thank you.
introduce yourself to my audience of what you're currently doing and how you got there.
Yeah, so I'm a state representative here in Pennsylvania, but I'm now running for the United States Senate. And when we win this race, I'll be the first openly gay man ever in the Senate. And I talk about it some in the video that you played. I grew up in a working poor family. And like so many families, we were trying to figure it all out. How do you make it work? Even with jobs, it's still not leading to the level of like stability that families deserve. And after a long time being involved as an activist and being involved in my community, I said, you know what? I think I have something to say. And I ran for office. And now there was this chance to replace Pat Toomey, who is not running for re-election here in Pennsylvania. And it's a huge opportunity to flip a must-win Senate seat.
So the Democratic Party has really put an emphasis on Pennsylvania this year because they see that's a seat that they could flip. And you've got some pretty stiff competition. So how are you, I don't want to say competing, but how are you meeting up with them?
I didn't even know until this that I did. No, I'm kidding. A part of it is going everywhere and showing up and talking about what we're going to do for the future. I think we do well when we talk about the future. Right now, we have people all across this country, even here in Pennsylvania, that are making the core of their campaigns about attacking trans kids, about making it unacceptable for people to identify as who they are in our schools in Florida, putting bounties on the heads of folks who might want to have access to abortion access. And I think they're doing those things because they don't have real ideas to help people with the real challenges that people are dealing with. Most people are dealing with what I know all too well, having to have multiple jobs to make ends meet. Most people want us to see us fix our schools so that every single one of our schools is a good school that parents can afford childcare for their kids. Most of us want to be actually focused on making sure universal health care is the reality here in America, and that you get sick, you can go to the doctor, you can fill the prescription when you leave, and then you can retire with some dignity. And so I think the way we win this race and the way we've built this incredibly large coalition of support for our campaign, from organized labor to elected officials, we've done that by talking about the future and by talking about how we can create a new opportunity for working people all across the Commonwealth.
I read on someplace that your first run for state representative, that you had some struggles because of being gay, and there was some homophobic slurs slung your way.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, all folks who are marginalized, who know what it's like to be treated unfairly simply because of who you are, I think first and foremost, those different distinctions that we carry make us better legislators. I mean, I can think of multiple occasions where, because I had a unique experience, one that diverged from a majority of my colleagues, that we're having much different conversations in the room. And I think that it's incredibly powerful that young people in particular are able to look up and see examples of who they want to be. Because it's so difficult to be something you can't see. And it wasn't something I always saw, but we ran talking about how to lift up working families in that first campaign. And we've continued to do so. There are these folks who put out these homophobic flyers about me the night before the election. And I'll never forget the day after we won the primary. I'm walking my dog. I look, crazy. I'm tired. I'm hungover. And I'm walking my dog. And one of my neighbors runs up to me and she says, Malcolm, did you see these awful flyers that they put out? And I was like, I promise you, I saw them. And she said, well, I was so upset. I got 3 more people to vote for you who were going to stay home. I ended up winning that ward on election night by 1 vote. And so, I think that a lot of times people tell you that because you are not fitting whatever certain mold for whatever industry you're going into, that you can't make it, that you can't do it, that it's not possible, that people wouldn't want you. But I tell you, we are armed as LGBTQ folks, as marginalized people, as working families, with experiences that our government desperately needs.
You said you would be the first openly gay senator in the United States Senate. I think Lindsey Graham would welcome you. I think Lindsey Graham would welcome you with open arms.
Well, I will tell you, my friend Tammy Baldwin in Wisconsin. Yes. I look forward to joining her there and beginning to actually get some shit done for people who desperately just need government to work. I mean, there's election after election after election, and it's so unfortunate that these campaigns seem to become about everything but what we've talked about today. And particularly folks in the LGBTQ community, when you look at health disparities, income disparities, when you look at discrimination because of housing, when you look at how our courts are, in the last administration, stacked with people who are transphobic and homophobic and racist, this is a moment where we desperately need new leadership, and where we desperately need to have a government that reflects more of the American experience, because that's how we have a government that actually can fulfill the fullness of the American promise.
I also read somewhere that you weren't a fan of Vermont's junior Senator Bernie Sanders. What was that about?
People, listen, I did not endorse him for president, but what I've always believed is that we have a big tent party. And, I am, in the progressive wing of that party. But what I've always been able to do is, I think, bring people together. Every single progressive group who's endorsed in this race has endorsed me without exception. But we've also brought people from every region of the state. Moderate and conservative Democrats have also found a home in this campaign. Not because I have one message for this group and another message for that group, but because I spend my time and have spent my work as an elected official working on actually doing everything we can, whether it's mental health care for our kids with a bill introduced called Phillips Law, whether it's dealing with the crisis of gun violence in communities like mine, whether it's trying to pass equal protections for folks in our community, and the list goes on and on. I've been laser focused on policy, and that's what I'm going to continue to do as a senator.
What committees would you like to be appointed to when you reach the Senate?
So hopefully everybody's answer is appropriations, because you want to be where that's right. You want to be where the money is, and we want to bring resources back to Pennsylvania in a big way to address all the things that I mentioned. So certainly appropriations, and then also the Help Committee. It's health, education, labor, and pensions, and that's important committee that has a lot of oversight over the things that I think most people wake up every day concerned about.
Malcolm, you said you were walking your dog. What kind of dog is it?
I have a Frenchie. Her name's Cleo. She's so cute.
I bet you it's adorable. Now, are you partnered up with anyone?
So I just got married last month.
Oh,
I know.
How
The
exciting.
New York Times did a whole little thing on it. It was so cute. Me and my partner, Dr. Matt, we've been together almost 6 years.
Ooh, a doctor.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. His PhD is in urban planning. He was in California, and we met on Instagram. Believe it or not, and that's not like a euphemism for something else. We literally, yeah, he's incredible. The wind beneath my wings, literally, and just so lucky that even with everything going on, running for U.S. Senate is incredibly busy. But it was important to make time for family and for the things that really matter. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I cried a lot.
Oh, well, no, very happy for you. You represent, I think it's a northern area of Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty close there. How are you getting your name out to the other places? Pennsylvania's a big state, and I'm sure there's lots of people who don't know you.
It is a big state. We were just in Dauphin County today, where they did an endorsement meeting. When you needed 60% to get the endorsement, we got 58%. That's in central PA. And so they're not going to have a formal endorsement, but I think that just is a reflection of the coalition that we've built. Almost every elected official in Carlisle, also in central PA, has endorsed us. And you look at the elected officials, you look at so many of the endorsements that we've picked up from SEIU, from multiple AFSCME locals, from multiple Teamsters locals. And the list goes on and on. Gloria Steinem has backed this campaign, and so many others. That is what I think has been exciting about how being laser focused on helping working people allows us to understand that we have a coalition that's much bigger than we think. I think one of the biggest lies that I think the Republican Party consistently tells is that what's happening in our rural communities, in our urban communities, and our suburban communities are so divorced of one another. And they're not. I was just in Murraysville in Western PA, and the same questions people were asking were the questions people are asking back home here in North Philadelphia. And so we have a lot in common. What we don't have is enough elected officials who know in their bones what that working class experience is, who know in their bones what it means in a real way when government doesn't work. And I do.
Well, Malcolm, you sure know how to answer questions. That's for sure. You're a pretty good politician. You know how to get back to your talking points. So very good.
I'm always happy to spend time with you.
I wish you well.
Questions you have.
Okay. Well, I know you have to get back on the campaign trail. I want to thank you for taking a time out to talk to me and my audience tonight. Good luck to you, Malcolm.
Thank you so much, and keep using your platform the way you have for many years to inspire and inform us. And so thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Oh, Senate candidate Malcolm Kenyatta. How cool. And now a word from our sponsor. Hi, it's Amber LeMay. Do you want to have coffee with me? Maybe snuggle on a cold fall day with me? Or hang out casually with me? Well, now you can. Introducing the Amber Live Store. Get a coffee mug with my mug. Get a sweatshirt with my face. Get a t-shirt with my face. Get a beach towel and you can sit on. Well, you get the idea. You'll always have me around. Order your merchandise now at amberlive.tv. Yes, you can do that. And please go ahead. What a fascinating interview with Malcolm Kenyatta. That was so cool. You know, Pennsylvania is a big state that has a lot of different people in it. And we've got another Pennsylvanian with us tonight, and that's Sean Meloy. Sean Meloy, before you come on, though, I want to show a clip of one of your campaign videos.
Hi, folks. My name's Sean Meloy. I'm a proud lifelong Democrat, and today I'm honored to announce my candidacy for the U.S. Congress. Here's what you need to know about me. I was born and raised right here in Allegheny County, and it's where I live with my partner, Ethan. Like so many others in Western Pennsylvania, my great-grandparents came here for a better life. My grandfathers worked in coal mines and steel mills, and my nana ran the post office in Indianola. My parents were never rich, but they were able to give us a good life. And sadly, that life's just not possible for so many Pennsylvania families anymore. That's why I'm running for Congress, to make sure it is again. I've always been someone to roll up my sleeves and get the job done. I know that together, we can. I hope to earn your support over the coming months, and I ask that you share this video and go to SeanMeloy.com to learn more. Thank you.
Now we can bring Sean in. Come on in, Sean. Hi there.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Fine, Sean. Welcome back. For people who may not know, you were on our Don't Blow It Vote election special back in October of 2020, and you were representing the Victory Fund. Could you tell us a little more about what the Victory Fund was and what you did there?
Absolutely. The LGBTQ Victory Fund is an organization, the only organization in the country that helps elect out LGBTQ plus people to office in every part of our country, local, state, and federal elections. They've been around for over 30 years now. And for the last 4.5 years, I was happy to run their political programs. And we helped double the amount of people elected in the United States in that time.
What did you do before that?
Before that, I did a little bit more LGBTQ advocacy at the Democratic National Committee. So working to get LGBTQ people registered to vote and out to vote. In 2016, although a lot of other people did not come out to vote, LGBTQ people recognized Donald Trump recognized him for what he was, and came out in record numbers. And we had a record-setting convention that year too, when it comes to LGBTQ issues in the platform and delegates to the actual convention.
All right, so you worked for the DNC, then the Victory Fund. What made you decide, hey, I want to get in on the game. I want to be a candidate. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's twofold. Firstly, the insurrection that happened on January 6th, right? I used to work on Capitol Hill. And so, breaking through windows and walking around with, Malcolm's video, the guy with the Confederate flag, like that, those are areas where like staffers need to go through 2 layers of security to get to, right? And they were trying to disrupt an election. So, seeing that we've gotten to a point where people feel that they need to go and do that because of the extremism that's present in our politics. And then also just the level of, intransigence that's kind of happened in Congress, even though Democrats have control. It is a narrow control, but even while we're in charge, we haven't accomplished our agenda. And it's common sense stuff that isn't getting passed. So I said, we need people in there who understand policy, they understand advocacy, and they bring a new and authentic voice to government, because I think that's what's going to help break through the system that's currently there.
You're running for an open seat there in a congressional seat. Why is it open?
Yeah, so Connor Lamb is the current congressperson. Some people know him from winning a special election 4 years ago now. And then the maps got redrawn, and he was the congressperson here. It was a slightly Republican seat when he was running. He decided to go run for U.S. Senate. He's actually in the primary with Malcolm Kenyatta. But that left this seat open. And in the redistricting cycle, this seat actually got more Democratic. So it's actually a D+1 seat as opposed to an R+2 seat. So it leans a little bit towards the Democrats, but still very much a swing seat in a midterm election.
Now, I've been reading some articles where they said, yes, we all assume that GLBT candidates will win only in the strictest, bluest districts. But it's proven that they're more likely to get elected in the purplish districts. Is that correct?
Yeah, actually, there's a study that just came out last week from the Third Way, and it talked about how now statistically, there's actually data that shows that LGBTQ candidates perform better in districts just like this one. That not only do they help resonate with the Democratic Party base, but they resonate with independent voters who are looking for something different. They're looking for honesty and they're looking for empathy, and that's sadly really lacking in government right now. Honesty and empathy. And I think that that's very true in this district. And I really hope that this primary shows that we need a Democrat that will provide that for the fall to help make sure we keep this seat and the Democratic majority in the House of Representatives.
How many members of our community are in the Congress right now? Do you know?
Oh my gosh, Victory Fund's gonna be mad at me. I think it's 8, 8 or 9. Yeah, I think yes. So out of 435. So there's still a long way to go. If you look at Generation Z, right, they're identifying at 20% as LGBTQ plus people. Millennials are in the 12% range, and then it's 8% for baby boomers. And so even if it's 10, even if it's 20, we're nowhere near getting our voices where they need to be in the House of Representatives. And that's just true, across the board in government.
So why go straight to the Congress? Why not state representative, states and council person? Why did you feel that you could take that leap?
Yeah, I think this is what I'm passionate about. And this is what I know. I've been working at the national level, for over a decade, and I've seen the system, both good and bad. And I know it. And so when this came forward, I was actually talking to folks and saying, who are we going to get? Who are we going to get to go run for the seat? And they're like, you're one of the only people who has like actual national experience in this district. And so folks said, you should do it. And, we've had a great amount of grassroots support. We got on the ballot officially, just last week. Oh my God, it's all a blur now. But we got on the ballot just last week because the maps were finalized just 2.5 weeks ago. And it's been quite a whirlwind. But we're really excited about where we are and where we're going to go.
So earlier in the show, I mentioned that there was a camel attack in Pittsburgh several years ago. Were you involved in that, or did you know anything about that?
I didn't. We have a bunch of different animal kind of craziness that happened. There was a snake last summer that was in a park in the city. I think some sort of, predator feline, I think, escaped at one point from the zoo. And then obviously we've had, the sinkhole bus, which isn't an animal, but still very meme worthy. And so, we have a lot of interesting things here in Pittsburgh, that's for sure.
Well, Sean, congratulations on your candidacy. Are you running again? Are there other Democrats in the primary?
Yeah, there is one other Democrat. So we do need to, get resources in order to win this primary, to be the candidate to win this purple seat and keep the House for Democrats. And so, would love if folks were willing to contribute to Sean Meloy at SeanMeloy.com. This primary is on May 17th. And, so less than 2 months from now, people are going to be deciding this. So money coming in the door is going to go right back out to making sure we reach the voters so that we win.
Well, Sean, congratulations again on your candidacy. Good luck on the campaign trail. And we hope to hear good news from you later on. So thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Oh my, I love politics. I just think it's so exciting. And even though it's in Pennsylvania, I still find it fascinating. So thank you, Sean and Malcolm, for joining us tonight. So let's bring Russell back in. Russell?
Hey, great interviews, Amber.
Oh, thank you. I mean, good people,
yes.
There's good people in the world. We read about
yes. And let's elect them.
Yes. All right. Now, coming up, we have Emoji Nightmare talking about RuPaul's Drag Race. We've got Rocco. We've got Boog and Shug, and we're going to check in with Jack about the caption. Let's show the caption picture. One more
Yes,
time.
let's. You caught me off guard on that one. Give me 1 second.
Oh my God!
The caption picture again. Here it is. This little critter is waiting for your funny comments, so please feel free to send them in the comments and label them as a caption, and Jack will get them. And at the end of the show, we'll be talking about them. So
yes. And one more plug for the bustiers, please.
Yes, and let's not forget the bustiers, the people that keep the lights on in Amber's basement. You've got the super bustiers and the regular bustiers, and it's vital to this project, and it keeps us going. And you could remember you can use Venmo at RJD Pro there, or you can go to amberlive.tv and look for the support Amber Live button. And we thank all of you very much who are supporting us, and those who decide to support us tonight. Thank you.
I'm curious who my secret admirer is, but I'm rather disappointed. I only have one.
Oh, I know.
Seriously?
We should get more. Anyone who would like to be a secret admirer of Amber, you just let me know. We'll keep it a secret after you make your donation.
Yes, I won't stalk you much.
Well, I won't promise that you won't stalk you, but
all right, Russell, let's get on with the show.
All right, thank you.
All right. Yep. Have you been watching RuPaul's Drag Race? I have, and I can't wait to hear what Emoji Nightmare has to say about this week's episode. Come on in, Emoji.
Girl, that's hot. Hey!
You're live?
I'm
You're live?
I'm right here.
I didn't know that. Oh, hello. Russell, you didn't tell me she was going to be alive. Oh, well, so good to see you.
You too, Amber.
All right. So talk about, do you want to start off with this week's?
I'll start with a brief recap. It's just the Lollapalooza, lip sync Lollapalooza. Basically 7 lip syncs back to back to back until kind of like a bracket, until we were left with the 2 biggest losers. And then one of them went packing, and that was Jasmine Kennedy this week.
I didn't mind seeing her go.
Me either, to be completely honest. And, I'm just grateful that any queen went. This has been the longest season. I chose the wrong one, Amber, to be a correspondent. You got me up in drag every fucking weekend.
And see, now who are your favorites? You always have a list of.
I do every week, as you know, because you watch my segment every week. Yes. I rank the remaining queens, and sometimes there's some shifts. There were a lot more shifts earlier in the season when we were just getting to know these queens. But we can put up my ranking. So Bosco, Lady Camden, Willow Pill, and Angeria are my top 4. There's really sometimes I move them around, but honestly, this is who I want in the final 4. And yes, Jasmine left. I think Georges or Daya might be the next one to go.
Well, I don't like Daya. I don't like Daya. No, George. Now, put that list back up again, if you would, Russell, because I forget their names. my favorites are, and not in necessarily order, is Georges, Angeria, and Willow. Those are my 3. I like them all for different reasons. Bosco's okay. Lady Camden.
You don't like Lady Camden?
I like her off camera as a person, but I don't care for her drag.
Okay.
I don't know why, but and Angeria, I like her drag. I'm not crazy about her off camera activity. That's and Willow he's a good person.
Totally.
Yeah,
So
you know that.
I feel like Willow's style of drag would certainly be quite popular in our Burlington area. Off the ball a little bit, but great.
Yeah. All right, Emoji. Now, you've been doing some other things as well, Emoji. You're a promoter. You promote parties and things, and you're you redid your New Year's Eve party last month,
Did,
and you
Yeah.
made a debut.
I did. Yeah. So last month I put out my first song, which was really exciting. I had been seeing Nathan Jarvis, who you and I both know, of course. And Nathan was in the band Room of Lana. And I knew that he, when I had my show on public access television, he wrote the theme song for me. And so we've kind of collaborated in the past, but I was like, I really want something that is like kind of excites me to perform again, because I was getting kind of sick of doing other pop star songs. I could be a pop star. So I wrote a song, wrote a couple of them actually, and went to Nathan's little studio in his house, and we recorded and did a couple takes of it and some edits, and then I was able to put it out last month. And so I've been doing it live a few times now. I think I performed it for the fourth time last night. It was really great.
What were you doing last night?
Oh, it was actually the night before. It's been a long weekend. Friday night, I was at the Radio Bean.
Okay.
And they have a brand new stage. It looks nice in there. Have you been in?
No, I haven't. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, they tore down some walls, and it's a nice, beautiful stage actually now.
Oh, cool. But will we have a clip of one of your performances? So
yes,
let's watch
this was
that.
the very first time I had performed it at Monkey House.
Ooh.
Justin hit it. Yes, good. And I wore this gown for the occasion. Come get inside my little black book, my little black book. Take a look in my little black book, my little black book. Just another name up in this bitch. Take me to your sister's room, plant that seed inside my womb. Meet me at the baseball park, dugouts where we're gonna fuck. In Montreal I get bukkake, girl you know that shiitake. One guy was like, yeah I'm gonna fist you, whoa whoa whoa, I don't think so mister. Come get inside of my little black book, my little black book. Take a look at my little black book, my little black book. Cute Bud Spencer, best beggar champ, had me looking that ass like a stamp. Never had a man that could suck his own pee-pee. When I bust to slip that face like a creamy. Don't get me started on the BLTs. Give them what they want, have them drop to the knees. Go ahead now, yeah, call me mommy. Craving those pickles, calling you Tommy. Drop to the knees, drop to the knees. Give them what I want, drop to the knees. 24, 43, 98. Just another number up in this bitch. Dylan, Jake, Josh, Zach, and Nate. Just another name up in this bitch. Come get inside the little black book, my little black book. Take a look at my little black book, my little black book. Give them what they want, drop to the knees, drop to the knees, drop to the knees. Give them what they want, drop to the knees. My little black book.
And there was your friend Katniss who walked up on the stage there to give you your microphone.
Yes.
Oh, how cool. Now, I'm curious, who will be the first drag queen to lip sync your song?
That's a great idea. I will gladly tip whoever does. That'll be, I think right now people are already so sick of me doing it. So I think give it a break. But I've got more music coming up. I've got the song that's called Emoji next. And it's like very cheerleader, Gwen Stefani, Tony Basil. It's going to be great.
And you have a store tho.
Yes, I've got the merch that ends. I've got my EP is going to be called Cum Dumpster, and I worked with Nicole Chrisman, who's a local artist, to create this beautiful person I call Cumpsterella, and she's my new merch, and it will be the album cover. And the pre-orders for T-shirts and things end tonight at midnight. But you can get stickers and pins now, and if you pre-order, those are included. So yeah. Night
Okay,
paint.
let's put that address. Let's put that address back up there, just so people get there before midnight.
Yes, that's it, right there.
Okay, check it out. So, Emoji, what else do you have coming up in your life?
Oh, I have. I'm going to be with the Green Mountain Cabaret next weekend at the Flynn. I'm featured in one of Katniss's numbers, but my next show that's actually me will be Drag Brunch on April 2nd at the Vermont Comedy Club.
Oh, how exciting! I love the comedy club. I love them. They are so good people. Well, it's good for you, Emoji. Thank you so much for your updates on RuPaul's Drag Race and just being the great person that you are. I really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Amber.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Oh, I love Emoji. All right. What could follow up Emoji Nightmare? I'm thinking maybe Rocco. Is there a Rocco in the house? There he is.
What are you doing, Amber? How you doing?
I tell you, I've just had a fascinating evening talking to politicians and drag queens and Russell. So I've had a great evening. What about you, Rocco? So how was your first Sunday of spring today?
Oh, it was great. I spent it doing nothing except work. I work. I always work. It's what I do.
So were you reading poetry to the nurses? Is that what you were doing?
That's exactly what I was doing. I was reading some nice poetry to some really hot nurses. And let me tell you, they reciprocate pretty well. Oh, hey.
Do they take your temperature?
I took theirs. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, they were running hot.
So, Rocco, you got something on your mind that you want to let go on Amber Live tonight?
Not a whole bunch, It's been a crazy week, I'm telling you. But I've been thinking about politics a lot, and I've been thinking about running for maybe, Congressman of Hawaii or something.
Well, I think you have to live in Hawaii before you can represent Hawaii.
Well, that's a dumb rule. I think because don't they have a house? Like if I get elected, I get to go live in Hawaii on the taxpayer's dime. I think that's pretty awesome. So that's why I want to do that.
That's not. What were you doing during civics class in high school, Rocco?
Civics
what? Oh man!
Let me tell you something about school. I was busy making out with the teacher most of the time.
Oh, you're one of those students.
Yeah, I learned a lot, let me tell you. A+, especially in the A.
So, Russell, are you caught up with March Madness and the college basketball tournament?
You talking to Russell or me?
Oh, I'm sorry to you. I'm talking to you, Rocco.
Do I look like Russell?
No, I'm just trying to keep the show moving.
Yeah, keep it moving. All right, you're keeping it moving backwards. No, I don't watch basketball. What are you, crazy? What is it? They're doing the Sweet 16, though. That much I know. Who cares? The only Sweet 16 I'm interested in is,
your babysitter.
An 18-year-old Sweet 16. Yeah. No, keep the show moving. That's great. I'm sorry I'm slowing it down. I'm pacing this thing terribly.
Well, Rocco, sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, I always got it. What are you saying? I'm done. Go away.
Okay, good night, Rocco. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. You better have something special for my 100th episode. That's all I got to say.
Oh, that's what I've been working on. Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Thank you, Rocco. All right. Hey, Jack, come on in and let's talk about those captions.
Here I am.
Jack.
Hey, Amber.
Jack, you look sharp tonight, Jack. I like that shirt.
Thank you.
The hair, the beard, looking good.
Yeah, the hair is growing back. Got it cut a few weeks ago, and I found this. I live in New York City. It's a dirty city. It's tough to wear white, so I didn't go anywhere today. So it's a good excuse to wear white.
I think this is a good time. You're looking so nice that if any of our viewers have any single female, well, not necessarily single, just interested females in Jack, contact us.
Thank you.
Jack is single, and I don't want to say desperate, but he's available. So just send some messages into us
I'm social.
if you're of
let's
the
just
female
say.
persuasion. So let's look at that picture and see if we can.
Sounds
we can
good.
find. Yes.
All right, I do have some good captions for us this evening. Let's see here. Scrolling back through the list, starting it off with Josh P, who says, "Drunk dog at work," and somebody call 911. He's passed out.
Oh.
Cousin Craig chimes in and says, "My human had to go back to work in the office, so I got the chair back."
And Cousin Craig would understand that. He would appreciate that.
Yeah, he knows a thing or two about cats running amok in the office. Big J says, "I'm dreaming of a catnip party."
Aren't we all?
Oh, yeah. That's a good way to go. And two more. Ron says, "What the fuck? This was supposed to be the monitor of my dreams." And look who wrote in a
Rusty Peen
said that he thought it was one of his little peen pods, little hairy peen.
Jack, I hear you do a very good impersonation of Rusty Peen. Could you read that as Rusty Peen?
Oh, I can't do that. Only that's the one voice I can't do.
Oh, I thought. Oh my gosh, I thought I must be confusing you with someone else.
Well, let's try. Let's see. I thought the fucker was one of my bean pods, little Harry Payne. Is that
not quite? Work on it. Work on it, will you? All right. Oh, let's bring Russell in. Oh my gosh, here we have 3 different states on the screen at the same time.
Still in the same time zone, though.
Russell, what a fun show tonight. Thank you so much for arranging the interviews.
Yes.
Just nice people. They're just nice people. That's what we like. That's what we like. And so, Russell, can you give us an idea of what's happening next week? Because I don't know a lot about what's happening.
First of all, I have a confession to make. It took 99 episodes, and I finally blew it tonight. I forgot to load the ending for this show, so we're just going to end on you waving everybody out. There will be no Boog and Shook tonight. Took 99 episodes.
Jack, get your piano going.
This is what happens when you travel and you have distractions around you. So I apologize for that. But for next week.
Jack will do that. All right, hold on, Jack. Hold on. We'll have you play out. The rest of
okay. For next week is our 100th episode. Yay! We made it. Can you believe it? And we have a lot of great clips from early episodes. We have clips from some of our favorite guests who have been on, and I haven't counted them, but I'm guessing we're somewhere between 150 and 175 guests probably, because we have had some shows with one guest at a time, but we're up around there. And then we're going to have both recorded messages from some of our friends and live people on the show. And all of that's going to include, to name a few, Magic Biscuit. We've got the Church Bubba and Robert Blackman. We've got Darren Perrin from WCAX coming on. Dwayne Scott Cerny's going to be here. Of course, as you just spoke, Rocco will come in. I think we might get some Rusty Peen next week. We're supposed to have Bora from Salem, who hasn't been around for quite a while, and even Miss Richfield 1981. So we've got a whole crew of people coming on next week, plus some of our favorite clips and some some really early stuff that you probably haven't gone back and seen, even though it is on YouTube to see. But we're going to see what Amber looked like on it for the very first couple minutes of her very first show. So that ought to be interesting.
Yes, it has improved. It has improved.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Russell. Thank you so much.
You.
Safe travels back to New York City. And so we'll end the show tonight. Last night, Bob and Johnny and Craig went to see John Cameron Mitchell at the Flint Theater. And one of his messages was, be kind. Just be kind. And I thought that was just a great message to spread out to everyone. All right. So thank you, Russell. Jack, play away.
Here comes Amber. Stop what you're doing. Here comes Amber. She's just doing what she can. Here comes Amber. Cue the spotlight. Here comes Amber with 2 drinks in her hand. The matriarch of fashion, from sequins to her glasses, you can't look away. Ask her, does she do it? There's really nothing to it. She's got that feminine gaze. If you have a party, or if you're feeling naughty, call up the House of Lume. Here comes your favorite gal. Here comes your queen. Here comes the talk of the town. It's Amber Live tonight. The music starts to playing. It's time for cabaret on Amber Live tonight.
Thank you, Jack, and thank everyone for watching tonight. See you next week for my 100th episode. Bye-bye, everyone.